Okay, today we are playing a game on Junkertown. We are playing Genji most of the way through, and there is no SR for this game. Well, there was, but I don't know what it is, because we're actually watching this through the replay in the client, and that doesn't tell you what the SR is, and the email didn't say either, so who knows? But it was a competitive game. We're also not playing Genji all the way through. Towards the end, we start switching around a little bit, but Genji is the vast majority of this video. The closest is like a minute on Fara. Right, so it's basically just Genji. This video should look a lot better than the other ones usually do, because this one's not going to be a recording of a recording that already got fed through YouTube once, so that's very exciting. Also, here's special guest, my actual human son, for, a few seconds anyway. So let's start the game. Attacking first, Roadhog's already sad. Dashing up to him, a little bit spooky, not very likely to accomplish too terribly much, given he's pretty safe, he's playing Roadhog. And we don't exactly know what their team is just yet, so a little scary. So I managed to dash through, killed Space Pants, that's a good name, Space Pants, and Doomfist is also dead. There's a little bit of a clusterfuck going on in here. Don't deflect the boy when he's got his ash pointed at you, because You're hoping for a lot. If the guy's facing away from you and you're deflecting, you're hoping for a lot. He has to turn around and then actually shoot at you, Wait till he turns. So, first checkpoint, pretty easy capture, They had Roadhog Winston as their combo of tanks, and we just kind of rolled over them because they didn't have much in the way of defense around that. So, you can do Roadhog Winston if you really want, but there's not, a lot of synergy between those two tanks, to be honest with you, One's a divey boy, and the other, couldn't really get a whole lot slower, could he? So we're using Dragon Blade now. It was nope, that's not the right button. What did I bind it to? I bound it to this button. Yes, there we go. So it goes back 20 seconds, which I need to bear in mind, because we have gone, way the fuck back. So we don't really need to do the dash up into the air maneuver, because we don't have an Ana. That's the main reason to do that, is if there's an Ana on your team. We don't have an Ana on our team, so we could have been more aggressive and, dashed through them first. I don't really object to using Dragon Blade right here, but hey, there's a Bridget over there, so that's pretty scary. We've got to be careful we don't dash into the Bridget stun, basically. Which basically means start hopping the fuck around that Bridget. Try not to dash near Bridget unless you're, gonna kill her, and if you do, fucking get ready to start hopping, or hope she doesn't have Shield Bash. Hopefully and you're not just praying she doesn't have Shield Bash. So a little scary to just walk into Bridget and Mei as well. It's getting a little bit difficult to play Genji against the enemy team now, trying to get this Baptiste. There's Bridget and Mei in the area, so, Bridget's dead now. Don't have to worry about that one anymore. Now Mei's dead as well. Hooray, thank goodness. We, it looks like we did a lot, because we got all the kills in the kill feed, but to be honest, we just finished a lot of those people off, which Genji's pretty good at, to be honest with you, when you can dash straight up to somebody and just get them. And Tracer's dead as well, man. That Tracer has not... I don't feel like their Tracer picks really paying too many dividends for them. So there isn't a whole lot for them to throw at us, deflect-wise. So, it doesn't really hurt to try. Baptiste might have at least shot at us, but we're not really looking like we're going to get too much off of that play. So I observed that we started positioning in front of the defense or the amplification matrix. If it gets bounced through the amplification matrix at us and we deflect it, it's no longer amplified because it became our projectile. So it's just a little scary instead, because what if something happens to us while we're stood in front of the amplification matrix, and then we're stunned in front of the amplification matrix and die, because we're in front of it. It is no longer boosted because it became our projectile. I'd rather stand on the other side of the amplification matrix, just so if something bad that we didn't foresee happens to us, we don't just get clapped by the matrix. So Now, could we have used Dragon? I don't know why I pushed that button twice. Didn't really need to go back 40 seconds for this one, to be honest with you. Winston did die. They've all got some armor right now. So, we could have used Dragon Blade. That didn't actually go back 40 seconds. Surprisingly. I guess you need to wait a little bit before you can't just, like, double tap to travel back in time. Nope, didn't get out. Winston did die really early on in that team fight. They used a few ultimates, so it's not exactly the end of the world. Now we get to come back in on the next fight with a couple of ultimates instead. They were all grouped up around the amplification matrix, which we could have gone for Dragon Blade then, as long as, you know, we're aware of the fact there's still a Bridget and a May over there, so we have to be careful where we are while we're using it, but... The amplification matrix is one of those things where if you have, like, a vaguely AoE ultimate like Dragon Blade, they're gonna group up nice and tight for you around that amplification matrix, so it's usually a good time to do it, as long as, you know, you don't get, like, stunned and clapped, which is the scary thing, because you are doing it in front of the enemy. They are, like, all bunched up, which makes it nice and easy for you to hit all the bad men with it, but all the bad men will also be right there, also, which can be scary in its own right. So we waited outside of the spawn to get healed, which, you know, I like. We had a little bit of ult charge for our teammates. It took us a while to get healed. My goodness, you were here for a lot longer than I expected you to. So we're using Dragon Blade now, which is fair enough. We're all pretty grouped up together. Back it up, though. So we could have done it now. I wouldn't have wanted to dash next to the Bridget to start it, though. That went back way further than I wanted it to. It goes back 20 fucking seconds when you push the button. I don't know if there's a setting somewhere for that. I'll need to look a little bit more closely to see if I can reduce the amount of time it goes back by. So they are all real grouped up now. So this wouldn't be a bad time to use Dragon Blade here. But there is Bridget there. So, you know, like dashing in like this into this Bridget. Very scary. I wouldn't object to just using Dragon Blade while they're all grouped together, as long as we don't activate it, like, right next to Bridget, because that's a sign for... That's gonna be a surefire way to get clapped. And we pull it out now. She doesn't have Shield Bash, because she already used it on us once, so we don't have to worry about it anymore at that point. It was a real clusterfuck of a team fight, because you got this, like, really close-range brawly team versus another close-range brawly team. This is sort of what happens when you're not allowed to pick, like, most of the healers, you know, and Reinhardt. You end up with these kinds of teams fighting each other. So it turned into a real clusterfuck real quickly. And, which, it's sort of good for Genji, sort of bad for Genji. They're all nice and tight for Dragon Blade, but that means they're also all nice and tight to try and collapse on you at the same time. So, basically, these team fights are really chaotic and clusterfucky, but our team, broadly speaking, seems to be better execution-wise. And that's all you can really ask for, isn't it? Also, you know, when the defending team is sort of forced to play a dive comp as well, when most people don't know how to play a dive comp, usually the defending team tends to struggle a little bit more. Unless, you know, you're very high SR, in which case they'll know how to play a dive comp on defense, but most people don't know how to play a dive comp on defense. So you end up with, like, this kind of situation. This is a very long replay, by the way, so don't you worry. We'll be here for a little while, because now we're gonna do something similar back at them. Though we've actually gone for more of a bunker comp instead, which is nice. I'd rather do bunker than dive, because, like, it's very hard to fuck up bunker comp. It's very easy to fuck up a dive comp, on the other hand, though. So here's their Tracer. Tracer's still up to no good. She's dead. Didn't exactly go too well for her. Oh, Doomfist. Yep, he's dead. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, we've had to do very little during the course of this game. This feels like, thus far, again, this game would have gone the exact same way it has done already, whether we were here or not. Our team is just sort of, broadly speaking, outplaying their team. Now, there is a Winston over there. They don't have their Bridget. They don't have Bridget anymore, so we only really have to worry about Winston. And, let's be real, attacking team Winston, he's not going to be peeling for his supports very much, so we don't really have to worry about him that much at the same time. So... Sorry, I was listening because our McCree just used Deadeye, so I was waiting to see if he was going to kill, like, 3 people. Tragically not. He did not. He did kill their Tracer, though. We've almost got Dragonblade. I mean, like, we're pretty good mechanically at Genji. We have been, like, landing a decent amount of these shurikens. We have dashed in, reset a few times, you know. Silaj, noob, did you say that to anybody? Who was excited for Echo? Yeah, you know. We'll see. You know, at least we're getting another hero. That's nice, because there was some ambiguity about that when they announced Overwatch 2. Ooh, here comes the dragon. Very scary. So, half our team's dead right now. We want to be very fucking careful with what we're doing here. Hopefully we don't use Dragonblade. I'm a little scared that we were going... I was a little scared we were going to use Dragonblade right there, but we did not. So, like... Shooting right there at the bad man. 20 seconds is a long fucking time. That was also very scary to dash in. Like, I didn't notice that the first time around. That's a very scary dash to go for, because they're kind of all there and we're not full health right now. So, shooting at them, like, right now, that doesn't do anything except give away the fact that we're here. Even if that hits Tracer, we gain no ult charge for it, because we've already got our ultimate, so that just kind of gives away the fact that we were over there, which is not really in our best interest right now, since we're really just trying to hold out until our team regroups. We could have played it more cool, hovered around that building over, because we could, hold on, I can unsocket the fucking camera and illustrate the point. We could have just, like, played around the building over here a little bit more while we're waiting for our team to regroup, and then once the enemy team starts pushing up that way, hey, brother, come in here and get this health kit instead. And then, that's a lot less scary than... Yes, that is us, okay. That's a lot less scary than, like, fully exposing ourselves to the enemy team to try and get over to this health kit over here. Because, you know, we're playing, and we could, like, fully disengage, go over the fence over there as well to, like, really get away from them if they're after us, and that's a lot safer, and then we can start the fight from behind them instead of sort of scrambling to get back to our team under fire from the enemy team. So, this is still not looking too good. You know, like, our team kind of invested a lot to try and keep us alive, and we ended up, like, on the back foot the whole time. If we just, like, stay over there and play around the health kits closer to their spawn, we can heal up to full, wait for our team to regroup, and then just engage on their backline with Dragonblade, and then maybe that fight goes differently. You know, we'll never know. That all happened in a parallel dimension, but I would like to imagine that parallel dimension things went a lot better than they did in our parallel dimension, where it went pretty badly, honestly. So again, go for that. It's not amplified bouncing back through them, but there's very little that could have gone wrong, you know, other than just, like, McCree is really patient and headshots us after our deflect runs out. Jesus Christ. I was about to say every single ability that Genji had except deflect right there. All at the same time. So a lot of them are pushing Q right now. And generally, when multiples of the enemy team push Q, a lot of your team tends to die, you know? But, hey, we're sort of holding them back anyway, miraculously enough. So, to be honest with you, like, 20 seconds is so fucking long, brother. You gotta be you gotta, like, not do this so much when we're watching a replay. Like, once we get back to it, I suppose I could have sped up time also, whatever. So, I would not object to using Dragonblade right now, because we know that they don't really have any hard crowd control in the area at this moment in time. No, they don't even have any hard crowd control, because their, McCree is... They have McCree, right? Or am I crazy? Because we have McCree. Did they have McCree? I'm not going back to check, but now I'm not sure if I'm crazy. Either way, they have no hard crowd control right now. So, we could use Dragon Blade right now and try to kill those bad men back there, because all their supports were nice and grouped up for us, and both their supports are quite easy to kill, really. Even if Baptiste uses the lamp, you can be cutting the lamp and the people in the lamp at the same time, so it's not usually a great safety net. Here he comes. So we hesitate. Oh god, 20 seconds is so long. Oh Christ, what did I... Here we go, yes, speed up time. Yes, there we go. So, we hesitated here, because at that point, just dash through him, right? Because in an ideal world, he would shoot us again and we would kill him. And that would be fantastic. But that's assuming the Junkrat is bad. And as we all know, any play that revolves around the enemy team being bad is itself a bad play, so we shouldn't bank on that. If we dash through him, spin round, melee, fan, you know, all the Genji stuff, he's dead. Like, no questions asked. Now, the way that backfires on us is if he does shoot again, because he didn't notice we were deflecting. But again, we should assume the enemy team is going to play well, and not that the enemy team is going to be bad. So, we did try to dash right at the end there. It went on cooldown, but by that point, it's already too late. He'd already figured out what was going on and managed to get us. So, ideally, we just, like, dash straight through him immediately after we bounce that grenade back at him. To be honest, Junkrat should have been, like, expecting us to be there, because who else is going to step on it, right? And he shouldn't have even come around the corner blasting, but, you know, we can't really wait to see if he's gonna come around the corner blasting. So hoping he, you know, he wasn't really paying attention to us, so we were kind of asking for a lot with that deflect. Oh god, please don't go back in with 40 health. Okay, I saw Winston jump, I was a little bit concerned, but no, we're good. Ooh, Juicy Vinyl. Juicy Vinyl, what a good name. So we're, no, again, he's not looking at us. Again, he's not looking at us, and he didn't... Like, at no point did he realize what was going on. Anytime someone's not looking at you, it's a risky deflect to go for, because people are very bad at paying attention to things that are happening around them. So, you know... We've got Dragon Blade, that's cool. To be honest with you, our team was like, we've been sitting on this Dragon Blade for a really long time at this point, and I really wish we had just used it when they were all grouped up around that doorway, because we could have built up a whole nother Dragon Blade by now. Even if that Dragon Blade didn't go badly, we would be, even if that Dragon Blade didn't go that well. I think I completely said that opposite there. English is a fucked up language, okay? Leave me alone. Even if that Dragon Blade went kind of badly, it would be still a net positive of 1 Dragon Blade over the entire course of the game, because we could, like, have built this up again by now. It's been that long. And, generally speaking, if you ult more times than your equivalent on the enemy team, you probably won the game, because ultimates are very strong. Especially ultimates like Dragon Blade. I feel like we could have used Dragon Blade during this fight. I think that's pretty spooky right there. Yeah, like... Oh god, it's so long. It's so long, brother. It's such a long time. I'm just like, alright, go back? No, it's not 5 seconds. It's fucking quadruple that. So, like, right here. Ooh, that was an interesting interaction right there. Right now, I wouldn't really mind dashing through them and starting just using Dragon Blade. Because again, there's no hard crowd control over there. The scariest thing would be their Junkrat reacting really well to it and getting us. But like, as long as we're hip-hopping around Junkrat, it's hard for him to get a direct shot on us unless he's really fucking good at the video game. Because I'm at this point, I'm really just like, God, I just wish we used Dragon Blade somewhere. And we are using it now, thank goodness. We got there in the end. Like, there were times we could have used it. Is he gonna turn around? No. Okay, we accidentally killed him and then used deflect, you know, such is life. Alright. And then we dash into the floor while we're getting tased by Winston as well. So by that point, we're probably panicking more than anything else. And here we go, the Genji segment has ended. We've entered the very brief soldier segment. Just try not to sit on your ultimate for extended periods of time, because, like, we really could have gotten a whole nother Dragon Blade, maybe even 2, if things went really well over that period of time right there. You don't want to be sitting on your ultimate for really extended periods of time. Any ultimate, you know, you don't want to be holding it for a long time. Hey, 2 people died to Tire, then we heard Deadeye, we died to Deadeye. They all pushing Q. You know, what can you do? What can you do? I'm not really sure about the decision to change to Soldier, really. Mind you, this is mostly just because everything Soldier does, someone else does better, right? So, I would have preferred to be playing McCree. Oh no, we've got McCree already. We've got McCree on our team. We can't pick McCree. Who would I have rather played instead of them? I guess Reaper, because they've got they've got a Winston and a Diva. So I would have rather played Winston. Jesus Christ! Let me try that again. If we're going to change off of Genji, which, to be honest with you, Genji was still fine, really. I would rather play Reaper because they have Winston and Diva, and then we could counter them. Because Winston's been kind of a pain at this point. Winston's been, like, in our team for extended periods of time, tasing people, you know. I don't like that, really. And Reaper shuts Winston down pretty fucking fast. So, anyway, now we have to defend again first. Yes, because they had less time. So we decided to play Tracer. No, don't do that. Just speed up time. Look, there's an acclamation period, okay? Am I pushing the wrong buttons? Yes, I am. I don't know what I was pushing, but I was not pushing the correct button for that. So we decided to play Tracer on defense this time. You know, that's fine. Tracer is, it's hard for Tracer to be, like, the wrong pick if you're good at Tracer. She is generally a quite blanketly decent hero as long as you're good at Tracer. If you're bad at Tracer, you know, you're not going to be getting too much done. But yeah, we have clicked on the mans adequately. We're pretty good at the game mechanically speaking. You know, our aim is pretty good. We threw shurikens at the men real good. Our tracking has been decent. We're getting into a fight with Tracer right now. I don't like getting into a scuffle with Tracer as Tracer, or Genji as Genji, because, you know, those are duels that tend to take a very long time to end, like, and you've got no guarantee you win, because the other person has something that, like, easily gets them out of the situation. Oh, we're back, we are blinking backwards into the boxes. How unfortunate, you know. Careful what you're dashing back into. Hey, aim better, all that grand, fantastic advice. So we have Pulse Bomb now, that's great. They have 2 pretty immobile supports, so hopefully we can at least get one of them with it. We got... Where did we stick with that? Was it their Tracer? Brother, 20 seconds is a fucking long time. Who did we stick with that Pulse Bomb? Their Tracer. This is not ideal. If she didn't have recall, it would have been fun, but you know. We were clearly aiming for Junkrat, though, and we missed Stuck Tracer, but hey, that didn't work out. Junkrat's scary. Tracer, you know. Doesn't take too much for him to die, but hey, big C9. They didn't even capture the checkpoint, so that's fantastic news for us. And now we're on to the last section, which is the Fara section. Let's not skip past the first 5 seconds of the game. 5 seconds is kind of a long time. Oh, look, Winston's there. We are taking damage while we're doing that, you know, but he is going to leave. We're not in the invulnerability space right there, so, yeah, don't do that. So they have a pharmacy also. Are we better than their Fara? Yes, we were adequately better than their Fara. And Widow ended up finishing them off, but we got the direct hit on their Fara, so that means we get to be better than their Fara. Hey, look, we sure did click on those men pretty good. That Concussive Blast wasn't going to do too much on that Diva right there, but this is a fairly minor complaint at this point. mechanically speaking, we're pretty good at the game. You know, the biggest thing from this game really has just been like, oh, please just use ultimate faster as Genji. And, like, be careful what you're dashing into, because we did get awfully scary close to their Bridget and their Mei a few times. I'm trying to think exactly how to put this in a slightly, like, better way. I suppose we're still playing the game, so I should be worrying more about that at the moment, shouldn't I, to be honest. Can we kill the Zenyatta? Things are getting very scary at this point. Yeah, we are doing a lot of, like, floating in open space now. Because they gained a McCree, yes. So, you know, this is all fine. And now, at this point, though, we do start spending a lot of time in open space, because we are trying to get them. We have learned at this point they have a hit scan because they've been shooting at us, and then we jump back out into open space again. Now, Junkertown's a little bit awkward because this space doesn't really have too much cover to use, really, other than the houses on the right, but, like, damn, we're making ourselves kind of a sit and duck in open space. And we've been getting shot at by McCree for a little while now. Zenyatta as well. At that point, we need to start, like, repositioning to use some more cover, not just being out in open space. Being out in open space as far is a really easy way to die very quickly when they have some hit scans, as long as the hit scans are decent at the video game. And, you know, the checkpoint's a little awkward. You only really get these houses to use, so if you're going to do something aggressive, you do have to, like, get out into the open space, but yeah, that's more a matter of, like, biding your time to make the aggressive play, you know? So here, Zen's really fucking low. Okay, we got him. Alright, sick. Well, you know, that works. Yeah, it got the job done. Oh no, their Fara's doing it now. We just jumped in front of self-destruct. Now, could we have actually gotten to safety? So, all that happened, you know, then we get rezzed. Could we? Oh yes, absolutely. Very safely. Could have stayed right there. We did not wait to assess the situation, though, because we were looking at their Fara and just boosted up to try and kill her faster. And there's a self-destruct right happening there. So we ended up being the Fara that uses their jump jet in front of self-destruct. You know, that's always unfortunate. So, yep, we're changing to somebody faster. Yeah, I guess Soldier's fine. They did have a Fara and all. Yep, got him, sick. Alright, now, Baby Diva, kinda hard to kill as a Soldier, and we'd already used Helix Rocket. There's Tracer. Okay, yeah. I'm mostly just hoping we click on the men real good right now, basically. Alright, we got her, sick. Yep, everything's probably fine. We've pretty much got him at this point. Oh, no, here comes, he's using Primal Rage, maybe not. No, we're good, we should be good. Does Zen have trance? Yes, but he's dead. So, no concern there. Self-destruct on the point, very scary. McCree can't do it. Alright, we won the game. Fantastic. Hooray, woo. We don't get to see play the game on the replay, do we? No, that was not the correct button to push. I'm pretty sure we don't get to see it. No, we do not. How sad. So, yeah, like, try not to sit on your ultimate for extended periods of time. We did that, like, pretty hardcore as Genji. And, like, be mindful of what threats the enemy team has to you, because we spent a lot of time, like, dashing near Bridget, not really calculating for that, spending a lot of time next to Bridget and Mei, which could easily end up in us getting stun-locked and killed, you know, so be mindful of, like, the things that are threatening to you. Don't sit on your ultimate for extended periods of time, and, this was one instance of us doing it. That time we were near, like, trying to escape on the first defense on the first point. When we, like, gave away our position and, like, went out into a very scary position when we could have just played around covering the health kits that were on their side of the map and been much safer, you know? Be aware of where the health kits are and how risky it will be for you to try to get to them, you know? It would have been way safer to play behind their team and then just wait for our team to regroup to use Dragonblade. So there you go. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord, ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 PM EST to 11 EST, and there's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.